So being the all-around gamer that I am, I occasionally buy games that I do little research on besides just making sure they're not complete duds. And I happened to come across this game, Observer System Redux. Come to find out, this was the detective game I didn't know I wanted.
In the time of your life, live, so that in that good time there shall be no ugliness or death for yourself or for any life your life touches. Seek goodness everywhere, and when it is found, bring it out of its hiding place and let it be free and unashamed. Place in matter and in flesh the least of the values, for these are the things that hold death and must pass away. Discover in all things that which shines and is beyond corruption. Encourage virtue in whatever heart it may have been driven into secrecy and sorrow. Despise evil and ungodliness, but not men of ungodliness or evil.
I was immediately drawn in by the pre-game opening cinematic. It also uses a unique presentation by film grain and lighting tricks that gives you a sense of horror. Started with a simple premise of locating a missing son, which led to me finding out a lot about the disturbing events taking place in a shady apartment building.
Abnormal stress levels. Heart rate irregular. Administering mild sedative.
Dispatch, this is Nazowski, ID 656210. Can anyone hear me? Great. Fucking great. Okay, then. Maybe it's not him. Doesn't have to be.
I wasn't expecting the amount of adult-themed content, i.e., gory, sexual content, mature language, and drugs. Surprisingly, not much action, but still managed to hold my attention due to psychological horror. But I am a detective, right? Not a beat cop.
Jesus.
It does take place in the future. Not so sure what time frame it is based on some of the things I read in Endgame. It's in the late 2000s, 2050, 2060 kind of time frame. But being that it takes place in the future, cyber enhancements are used to solve the cases. There's more going on than expected. Just by me trying to solve one case, I end up finding out about a lot of other crazy stuff and how this world is in disarray by talking to the people that I'm trying to solve my case with, and then I find out more cases that are in this crazy building. Like I mentioned before, it's very atmospheric by using sound and visuals to give the feeling of terror.
Hey, baby, I'm home.
Amir, is that you?
trying to solve the cases I run into, simple puzzles are used that require little thinking, but not too much to make you feel like you need to Google anything. In other words, it's not brain surgery here. The feeling of unknown is very prevalent and used to create what makes me feel like a detective would in a world where chaos is rampant. Interrogations are used, but not in a way that you would think in a detective-based game.
Intense. Where the hell'd you get it?
I know a guy who knows a guy. And there's more where that came from.
You get the sense that something supernatural is taking place, but you're unsure what it is. Being stuck in a localized place brings out the claustrophobia, which makes every action you take more disturbing, which comes back to the psychological horror elements I mentioned earlier. I forgot to mention that you're known as an observer, not a detective in this futuristic world. Terror is mixed into the game to give the impression that time is of the essence as more crimes are found and something or someone is watching you do all this. As I go through, I figure that out. As the player, you're left in the dark, just like the detective you are playing as. I wasn't expecting a game that revolved around being the detective or observer, as they're called in game, to be so fun. But after playing for a few hours, I realized that with all the action-oriented games that are being released, or at least the ones I play, that a game that is a little more slow-paced but mysterious is what I wanted. This was the detective game I didn't know I wanted.
The victim's blood is mixed with ink. Elevated hormone levels. Oh, fuck. Don't tell me. Multiple puncture wounds, a few inches deep. size and shape of the needle are consistent with the puncture wound. The Vic is one Helena Novak, wife of the previous victim, Amir Novak. The trail goes cold. What the fuck did you think you'd find here?